直播看一下。OK。OK， 放松完毕哦。好，那就开始吧。我原本想说，这游戏应该会有一个主画面或什么，但是好吧，它毕竟是一开始好像是手机游戏吧，哦，只是说有做 PC 版。好，今天玩的游戏比较轻量级，哦，这个名字叫做 Assemble with Care， 就是 Assemble 就是组装的意思。那你要翻成用心组装、用心修补都可以。基本上呢，女主角是一个该怎么说？从事古董修复行业，虽然是这样讲啊，但是你知道以前的东西在经过一段时间之后，它就成为了现代人眼中的古董，对啊。但至少我是有经历过录影，这个什么录音带，哦，收录音机的这个时代，所以在我看来，我觉得还好，而且还蛮怀念的。好啊，那就来看看这游戏怎么玩吧。
After a year on the road, I thought I'd get tired of traveling. The endless clatter of railways, highways, and everything in between. But as my train pulled into the station at Bellariva, I felt every bit as excited as the first day of my journey. A whole year. It felt like a lifetime. The places I'd seen, the people I'd met, of course, the forgotten treasures I'd given a new lease of life along the way. I'm a restorer by trade, Bringing our most beloved possessions back to life is what I love to do. I'd been traveling for months, working my way from one town to the next, fixing everything from family heirlooms to VCRs. Bella Riva was my chance to take a break. Unfortunately, that would have to wait until after I'd unpacked. My passport. Not many blank pages left now. I saw a guitarist wearing these at a show once. Rock and roll repair woman, at your service. I picked up these sunglasses on my last stop. Hopefully I'm cool enough to pull them off. Who doesn't love a scrunchie? Practical and stylish. The tools of my trade. No hope of restoring things without these. My favorite overalls. These will never go out of style.
哦，所以咖啡是暂停。
Looking forward to taking more close-ups of my fingers with this. My parents took this after I made my first repair. Seems like a lifetime ago. I'll hand these out once I'm settled in. Fingers crossed they get me some work. Finally, I'd made it to Bella Riva. I'd come for the food festival, taking place in a few days' time. After living off TV dinners and instant ramen for the last few months, I was craving a decent meal. Of course, I'd need to earn enough money to pay for it, so I figured I'd head out the next day and find some work. My parents never wanted me to go. They wanted me to stay in their shop and have a simple, stationary life. I knew there was a world out there, beyond the four walls of our antique store, that I had to be a part of. I daydreamed constantly about the weird and wonderful places each of our antiques came from. I loved figuring out their stories, revealing the memories hidden beneath the screws and wires. My story in Bella Riva began with a little girl and a voice she was longing to hear. It was my first morning in Bella Riva, and I couldn't wait to leave my hotel and explore. It was a quiet town, its streets and alleyways basking peacefully in the hot morning sun.
不得不说，这个游戏的音乐非常的清新，而且也很清凉的感
In the
觉。
main square, meanwhile, preparations were underway for the festival in a few days' time. As I handed out my flyers, I wondered what the people of Bella Riva would need me to fix. So far, everything here seemed perfect. I was starting to worry I'd made a mistake when I felt someone tapping me on the back.
Hi, I'm Izzy. Do you know how to fix things?
It was a little girl, maybe 7 years old, who must have gotten hold of one of my flyers. She rummaged around in her backpack until she hauled out a battered red cassette deck.
My tape is broken and I can't make it work anymore. I tried to fix it myself, but there's this metal thing in the way. Can you try?
有没有看到这个录音带？看到就强迫症犯了，好吗？天哪，我一定要先把它。
Why did you do that? How did you do that? I didn't see.
以前都会那个什么录音带吼，如果抽出来的话，有没有？就是它就会乱成一团，然后你可能要用这种，反正就是细细的东西，就可以把它转回这个什么，就是把它们全部都收回去。好吧，看起来电池没有装，是不是？用电脑键盘滑鼠操作手机游戏，真的还是有一点蛮尴尬的感觉。但是蛮直觉的。
Luckily, I have some spares.
哦，所以但可能就是没电而已嘛。简单呐，好啊，锁回去。等一下，这个不用锁了吗？看起来是有电的哦。要奇怪，哦，螺丝，看到螺丝了。想说后迄个唔免锁的。这个随身的录音带的播放器，很漂亮呢。然后这是什么牌子啊？Minato 牌。好。还不太熟练这个操作。好，要怎么打开它？哦，真是。
Will you dream a dream for me if I sit by your side and hold you so tight? Know that I will always love you, even though we both know that we must say goodnight. Good night, my darling.
可能是小女孩的妈妈录的。
Izzy picked up the tape deck and tucked it carefully into her backpack.
Thanks, Maria. You're the best person at fixing things ever.
No problem. Who was that singing? They're very good.
It's my mum. She's not here anymore.
Izzy trailed off. It was the kind of silence a cassette tape would never be enough to fill.
不要再刺激我的游戏。
When Izzy's friends called for her, she dug deep into her pockets, looking for something to pay me with. Eventually, she produced a grand total of a stick of gum, 3 mismatched buttons, and a yo-yo. I usually preferred a check, but Izzy looked so serious, I wrote out a full receipt. She seemed like a happy kid, but beneath it all, part of her life had been shattered. A part I wouldn't be able to fix. My first repair complete, I spent the rest of the day doing small jobs in and around the square. I was exhausted when I got back to my hotel and found a message asking me to make one more visit. The address led me to a quaint little house, a stone's throw from the beach. Bathed in the evening light, it looked beautiful, in spite of its flaking paintwork and chipped tiles. The front door was opened by a harried-looking man, still dressed from a long day at the office.
Are you Maria? My name's Joseph. I'm Isabel's father. I'm so sorry she bothered you this morning. Please, come in. I'd like to settle up properly.
On the mantelpiece, I saw the remains of a broken statue. Without thinking, I picked up a fragment.
Ah, my father's statue. What's left of it, at least. Yet another way I'd have disappointed him. It survived 100 years in this family. But 5 minutes with Isabel and... Do you think you can salvage it?
哇，这个要偏回去的。
Will you be able to see the glue afterwards? I don't want people seeing the cracks.
我要尽量。上半身吧，从上半身开始拼会比较好一点。啊，等一下，这东西也……这样会不会太多？但是这一看就是要让你涂的地方，你知道？啊，我都涂出去了。等一下，还有一片还没涂啊！这边没有涂的话，手就弄不上去了。好，然后把它转过来，然后身体。
Is this glue really strong enough to hold everything together?
对啊，因为这个是神奇的游戏的胶水，所以不用担心，完全不会变得丑丑的啊。好啊，接下来就是下半身，但是另外一边先把它弄好。啊 ，nice。
Sometimes I think my daughter should come with a warning label.
虽然我觉得这个游戏的判定应该不会太严，就是休闲的，是有图就算了啊。
Thank you, Maria. It looks as perfect as it ever did. My father wanted me to make something of myself. He didn't have time for anything less.
As Joseph put the statue back on the shelf, it nudged against the family portrait stood proudly next to it. So he was Bellariva's mayor. And that was Izzy's mom.
这
They
个
must both miss her so much.
人物跟人物之间都是有关系的。
Sorry, I'm a little tired. I've been working late getting things sorted for the festival. There's only a few days to go. Looks like I'll be working late. Again?
When I told my parents I wanted to leave, they always found an excuse to be busy, to avoid talking about it. I guess keeping themselves occupied was their way of pretending it wasn't happening. Joseph's work must have been taking up so much of his time. But maybe that was what he wanted. I just hoped he was finding enough time for Izzy, too.
哇，这次要修老旧的电话。
My second day in Bellariva dawned bright and clear. Another beautiful sunny morning. Walking into town, I passed cafes overflowing with customers cradling their morning coffees. I stopped, breathing in the smell of roasted coffee beans and freshly baked pastries. I was about to go inside when the owner of Carmen's, the cafe next door, stopped me.
Hello, Maria? Were you here yesterday handing out flyers? I have a job for you.
Her place was petite, tucked between its competitors as if hoping they wouldn't notice. Judging by the empty tables inside, though, her potential customers hadn't noticed it either.
It's a bit slow today, but we're just getting started. I'm sure it'll pick up soon.
As Carmen chatted, she walked over to the counter and returned with an old rotary phone.
At least I've got plenty of time to practice my recipe for the festival. It's a new special I've been working on. I was hoping to call my sister for some, seasoning tips, but it won't connect. Can you see if you can figure out what's wrong?
第一个
Obviously,
一定就是先打开后面。
much busier than this. 'You can fix it, can't you? I can't afford to replace it.
哦，没问题的啊。我看这个话筒应该是没有什么问题，而且旁边放这个，对吧？然后看起来是有一个那个什么，铃铛哦，就是电话铃响的那个坏掉也要换，所以这个就先放在旁边吧。好。我先把铃铛换了。然后中间那边拆开来看一下，里面应该也有点问题。对啊，那一块电路板炸掉了。换一个新的，然后
These connections aren't quite right. I
我
should
知
check
道
the，wiring.
我知道，所以我现在在看没。哎，等一下，还少一个电线，所以说话筒接话筒，然后呢，联想的部分接联想。
Looks like this new circuit board is all hooked up.
啊 ，nice。 啊，那就给它锁回去吧。
There's still a part I need to attach. Where does it go? When I handed the phone back to Carmen, she seemed almost reluctant to take it from me.
我超喜欢这种电话，因为我觉得很好玩啊。现在电话都晚上就是几号就按几号哦，可是这个要拨号的话，就是一定要用手指那个什么，看你要拨几号，然后呢，反正就是一定要转到那个地方。
So it's all working now, is it? I don't have to leave it to dry or let it cool down?
Nope, it's ready to go. It'll be ringing off the hook in no time.
That's if I can pay my phone bill anyway. And the rent and the suppliers. Anyway, take a seat and I'll be right with you. Your coffee's on the house.
这个老板娘
I sat at one of the empty tables, while at the counter, Carmen had started dialing the phone.
Hello! How's my favourite sister doing today?
As she talked, Carmen became more and more tense. This didn't seem like a call for some cooking advice.
I know I still owe you from last time, but I can't afford to take part in the festival if I don't pay.
I could almost feel the eye roll at the other end of the line.
You don't need to be here, though. Can't you just put the check in the post?
When the call ended, Carmen brought me my coffee, her hands trembling.
Sorry about that. My sister's decided to fly in for a visit. Oh God, I have to get ready.
跟她姐姐好像感情不太好。
Actually, I might have another job for you. Can you come by tomorrow?
哦，这次是相机耶，哎。
The next day, I'd promised Carmen I'd return to help her get the cafe ready for her sister's arrival. I was about to set out when I received an unexpected call from my hotel's reception desk. Apparently, another guest had asked for me by name. Curious, I took the creaking elevator up to the top floor and made my way to the room number they'd given. I knocked.
Are you here about the camera? It's about time.
The woman in front of me was immaculate. Not a hair out of place or a crease to be seen.
My sister tells me you know how to fix things. I'd usually go to an expert.
哦，所以这个就是卡门她姐姐。哇，两个看起来个性不一样，穿着也不一样。
So this was Carmen's sister?
对啊，
The two of them couldn't have been more different.
反正是无共人。
Inside her room, I saw a beautiful reflex camera, any professional photographer's dream.
The viewfinder is completely dark. I can't see anything through it at all. I assume you can figure out what's wrong.
他在讲 assume 的时候有一个口音，然后他说的那个什么 viewfinder 就是你知道你在拍照的时候都会有一个，反正就是观景的这个，让你知道说你现在拍的哦，这个镜头拍到的会是什么画面，这样，好吧。相机啊，而且它还有这个它的该怎么说反射镜，就是把光线导进去相机里面的，那一块镜片可能也有点问题，不知道。 但是有一个说明书在这边就对了。好啊，转动看一下，有2个螺丝哦。没有，上面也有超多螺丝的。我决定要把全部的螺丝都弄下来。应该都下来了 ，OK。哦，那一块反射镜根本破掉了，难怪啊。
I don't suppose you've fixed anything this valuable before.
If I use the screwdriver, I could adjust the angle of the mirror. Perfect. Now the viewfinder should be working.
Hmm? 等一下，为什么？哦，可能是要组装起来才可以，那样还比较合理一点。不然我想说，如果没有组装起来，是要怎么？等一下。
Still a few parts missing. Looks like something is still missing.
“奇怪，为什么？”哦 ，right 。Yep.
Still a few parts missing.
我都忘了，对，那个老的相机哦，它有那个底片啊，然后放的地方不一样。对，我刚刚是一直在那边看，我想说奇怪，明明有一个放的地方。啊。
I felt a pang of envy as I handed the camera to Helena. I put my disposable to shame.
哦，铁板烧来看我实况。
I picked it up on my first trip to Paris. It's a 1958 limited edition, the first of its kind.
1958年，而且还是限量版。
Month's salary, but it was worth it.
嗯。
I had no idea what 3 months' salary meant to Helena.
对啊，他的1个月薪水不知道是多少，
I could afford.
但是一定超贵。
It was strange, really, that we were even staying in the same hotel. I'd picked this place because it was cheap and cheerful, but surely she could afford somewhere better. She took some test shots, fiddling with the camera settings until she was absolutely satisfied.
This work is immaculate. At least there's one person in this town who knows what they're doing. Sending you to me might be the first thing Carmen's actually gotten right.
I wondered why Helena had bothered coming if she thought so little of her sister.
I hear nothing from her for weeks, and then when she finally does call me, all she wants is money. If she thinks I'm lending her another penny, she'll have to convince me it's not a total waste of time.
That didn't sound good. If Hurricane Helena was about to hit, I hoped Carmen was ready.
哦，霓虹灯哎，酷哦！好，等一下哦，我切一下那个视窗，以防有人如果在聊天室传什么给我，我没看到。好，那就继续吧。
The sun was setting over Bellariva by the time I reached Carmen's cafe. From the outside, it looked as quiet as ever, but inside, I found Carmen cleaning like her life depended on it.
Maria! Oh, don't mind all of this. If Helena finds one speck of dust in here, I'll never hear the end of it.
Carmen seemed pleased to see me, but I sensed the fidgeting tension beneath each sweep of her mop. Trying to live up to the standards of someone like Helena seemed like an impossible task.
I hope you didn't mind fixing the camera for her. She was furious when it broke. I really need this to go well. If she doesn't lend me the money, I don't know how long I can keep this place going.
Carmen led me to a back room, where she'd laid out the components of what looked like a neon sign.
I had this made when I first opened the cafe, but I'm hopeless with electronics.
So there was supposed to be a sign outside. This might explain the lack of customers.
对哦，他的店少了招牌。
I'd like to put it up before Helena gets here. Can you give it a try?
好吧，看一下，要来接电线啊。这个是开关嘛？建材狗狗哎，啊，这样应该可以啊。又不用涂太多，它只需要一个判定而已，是吧？
I think the whole thing is supposed to light up.
哎，刚刚只是测试嘛。等一下，我看一下。 接线游戏是不是？嗯 ，OK。
I don't know, it's a bit flat. Maybe if it flashes, it'll really catch people's eye.
会闪是不是？
Great idea. I think I have a spare part that could do that.
那就要多一块会闪的逻辑电路板。 啊，又要涂胶水。对，为什么会这样？你看，直接穿透线，直接给它穿透过去。我看一下哪边闪比较好看一点。等一下，怎么只有一个？
I think the whole thing is supposed to light up.
这下应该有了。哦 ，nice。
It still needs something else. Maybe we can add one of these.
要放哪一种？这个好了，只能3选1哎，但是可能还是要看他喜欢哪一个吧。好吧，等一下，这个自己接自己，没有欢迎，要想办法。漂亮。
It works. I'll screw everything together again and you'll be set.
好啦。
Those screws still need to be put back. The sign fixed, we headed outside and mounted it carefully over the cafe door.
跟美术设计的那个招牌上是冰淇淋，完全不一样。因为我想说他开饮料店，对吧？所以我就没有给他弄一个冰淇淋在上面。可是我觉得你知道，我就是比较受制于这一种。我觉得如果你开什么店，就好像要放什么图案。
Maria, it looks just how I imagined it. When I had this sign made, it all seemed so simple. Oh, I can't believe I might have to give it all up. I hope I've done enough.
The smile froze on her face as she spotted something over my shoulder. I turned to see.
Of course, my sister owns the only cafe in this entire town that isn't actually open.
For better or worse, Helena had arrived. Carmen opened her mouth to explain, but Helena swept indifferently past her. Finally pausing in the doorway, she turned back towards Carmen.
The first thing we're doing is getting rid of that hideous sign.
And with that, she disappeared inside. I hoped Carmen's chances of saving the cafe hadn't disappeared with her.
游戏机，
It was the day before the festival, and the whole town was busy getting ready. I had more work than I knew what to do with. When Joseph called with another job, I was craving the cool quiet of his and Izzy's seafront house. I'd barely reached their front door when I heard someone calling me.
Psst, Maria, I need your help. Quickly, it's top secret.
It was Izzy, peeking out from the side of the house. She beckoned for me to follow her. She led me through to a beautiful, unruly garden overflowing with flowers of every color. Nestled among them was a playhouse, its doorway almost completely obscured by a towering rose bush.
You have to squeeze past it and breathe in real small, like this.
Izzy took in a big gulp of air and crawled through the gap and into the playhouse. I hadn't planned on crawling in the dirt today, but the life of a repairwoman never did run smooth. On the table inside, there was an electronic toy. Not exactly the usual stock in my parents' antique shop.
他说的一般机型该不会是 Game，
purpose or anything, but it won't turn on anymore.
该不会是 Game Boy 哈？
Can you fix it for me?
好啊，第一眼就看到那个荧幕坏掉，然后按键也坏了，是吧？哇，这个是什么卡夹？我看一下。森林冒险，也太可爱了吧！这个，你现在可以拿起来检视一下，可以。这个玩卡夹的时候，大部分人应该都有经验，就是如果读取不良的时候要吹气，吹一吹就没问题了。好啊。我是不知道电池有没有电，但是，这电路板一看就知道坏了。所以，给你换一个新的。等一下，等一下，别忘了那个要换啊！我还想把坏的整个放进去。我忘了线怎么接了。好像是这样，对不对？哦，不对不对。等一下，它都显示红灯了。哦，对吼，我知道为什么显示红灯。好，下面这一块啊，先把按钮换了，然后，应该都拿出来了。好。测试一下，有可以开机了。
Do grown-ups play games as well? Can you show me how to play? I tried before, but it was so hard.
游戏里面的游戏，
Her toy fixed,
超
I
可
watched
爱。
Izzy retreat into its screen, taking refuge in a 3-inch world of her own. Well, I'd better head inside. Your dad is waiting for me.
Please don't tell him about the game. He'll think I broke it on purpose.
Why would he think that?
Because, well, I kind of dropped it really hard at the wall.
Izzy looked down, scuffing her shoes on the worn floor of the playhouse.
My dad said I have to go to this stupid festival tomorrow and put on a stupid dress, and I don't want to. All he cares about is working. He never wants to see me unless it's for his job. I'm not going. He can't make me.
With that, Izzy dove back through the rosebush and disappeared into the wilds of the garden. She was so young. She couldn't be expected to see that her dad was struggling too. It made me think, had I really tried hard enough to understand my parents' point of view? I was so focused on the adventures ahead of me. Maybe I didn't care enough about leaving them behind.
看起来这个游戏今天可以一次实况全部玩完啊，那就把它玩完啊，这样比较完整。哇，下一次我们要修手表，实际上如果是
Izzy hiding in the garden, I walked around to the front of the house and rang the
这个
doorbell.
机械表的话，机械表零件实际上是非常多的。然后修的时候也是要非常花眼力哦。好，稍微暂停一下，我再检查一下，确定没有聊天，没有讯息。好的。
It was only then I noticed my favorite overalls covered in grass stains. I scrubbed desperately, but it was too late.
Maria, what are you doing? What happened to your clothes?
I was, repairing a lawnmower.
How unusual. Well, do come in. The job I've got for you is a little more delicate.
Totally embarrassed, I walked into an orderly room filled with papers and ledgers. So this was his office. You must be so busy getting ready for the festival. Are you looking forward to it?
Of course. It's traditional for the mayor to judge food from every cafe and restaurant in town. I'll be declaring the best chef in Bella Riva by this time tomorrow. Speaking of which...
He unclipped the watch from his wrist and very carefully handed it to me.
I'll have a tight schedule to follow, but my watch stopped working a while ago. Could you see if you can make it tick again? Are you sure it will all fit back together?
只是把表带拿起来而已嘛，不要这么紧张好吗？ 啊，这手表连防水的那个 O 圈都没有。啊，就是做个游戏也，它虽然省略很多细节哦，但是，对啊，这个模组还是做的挺细致的。
Ah, the main plate has completely cracked. I'll need to replace it. The cogs look good, though. If I'm careful, I can reuse those.
Mm. 这个已经原本那个油丝可能已经炸了啊，所以就好吧。这个齿轮不知道是装在哪的。然后先把这个我们就当它是蓝宝石玻璃的。
I've not gone a day without this watch since my wife gave it to me.
嗯，等一下，干嘛？我看一下这个后面是吧？哦，没东西。
Still a few parts missing.
我刚刚把麦克风关掉哦，我还在想说，我好像没有看到那个什么语音输出去。好啊，其实我刚刚是说这个，刚刚组装好的时候，看它那个秒针呢，可以滑动的这么顺畅。通常在现实中呢，这种秒针这么流畅的机械表，价格都很贵。嘿。
As I handed the watch back to Joseph, my fingers traced over the engraving on the back. I hoped fixing this was one small way I could help him move forward.
I can't believe it's working, Maria. Thank you. My wife was a brilliant woman. Feeling this ticking on my wrist, it makes me feel like she's still here.
不过我觉得现实中的跟游戏里面的情况刚好是相反。通常机械表，因为就是那一些那些齿轮、那一些零件在运作，主要是那一些零件都常常会有磨损的状况，所以要保养、要送回原厂洗油呢，要出问题也都是那一些齿轮出问题。可是那一个该怎么说，表本身的这些比较大片的金属结构其实是相对坚固许多的。不过通常你如果送回去保养或者是怎样，基本上那一些东西还是都要一起放进这个超音波的这个清洁机里面一起把它洗干净。
Watches measure minutes and hours like they're infinite. I didn't know we had so little time. Even with Isabel, I barely see her. And when I do, she acts like she hates me.
觉得蛮可惜的是说，对啊，我刚刚看他说手表这个，不走了，第一个想到的是，会不会是他的那个什么，那个叫什么？我很想，发条盒坏了，或者是怎样？我还想说，在维修的时候是不是会需要去转发条盒或什么？但是你看现在的机械表、自动机械表或什么，其实它都是你日常带着，它都会自动上发条。
Just then, the phone rang. Even when he was at home, his work was never done.
Sorry, Maria. I have to take this. I'll see you at the festival tomorrow.
As I left, I turned and saw him pacing the floor of his office, his watch glinting in the afternoon sun. I hoped its quiet ticking would at least bring him some peace during the busy days to come.
"投影机啊，
When my last job of the day brought me to Carmen's apartment, the door was opened by someone I didn't expect to see, Helena.
Sorry for inflicting this mess on you. Carmen's never seen a knick-knack she doesn't want to buy, apparently.
Carmen's apartment was a little chaotic, but totally charming. It was easy to imagine her living in a place like this. It definitely wasn't Helena's style. She seemed more upmarket than flea market. I wondered why she was even here.
We're having a clear out, or at least I am. Carmen's not helping, as usual. There's a market at the festival tomorrow. I'm selling some of these things to make her some money. She says she has nothing when there's all this stuff right under her nose.
Helena stepped delicately past the items on the floor and reached down to pick up one from the pile.
Look at this slide projector. Our parents treasured it, but Carmen treats it like a piece of junk. Can you take a look?
以前那个幻灯片都是一片一片的，然后反正要看的时候就要插在这旁边，也不是，就是说你要一次只能该怎么说，就是它需要替换的然后旁边就是一格一格可以让你放， 好吧，大机器，不算大了。另外那一颗螺丝还有2颗，我想说，
Oh, typical. Carmen's even managed to get a slide stuck in here.
Warren, beware. 哦，反正就是小心触电。这个要换。
Light bulb is completely smashed. Okay, I'll need to redirect the light, the lens at the top for the projector to work.
这个可以先放着吗？我要看有没有。这个应该是没有什么问题。好。 这条线不知道接在哪，肯定，等一下，我是说刚刚那个电路板那里啊，总要有个地方是接那个的。哦，等一下，是那个吗？啊，这个要怎么反射上去啊？至少看到一个，可是还不知道要怎么把那个光线弄上去。这样应该看一下，有了。
I was so excited when I moved to the city. Carmen.
这个是姐妹照啊。
So sad. Here's the clicker you'll need to attach. God knows how Carmen broke that as well.
哦，啊，刚刚那个电线有地方可以接了，好吧，把它装回去吧。
Those screws still need to be put back.哎，哦，了解。
When we were younger, Carmen was always following me around. I suppose she looked up to me. A cool older sister. She used to ask me when I was coming home, but I was always too busy.
他说卡门常常希望他回家，不，这个不过他都太忙了。
Helena was transfixed, staring at the two young sisters the projector had brought glaringly into focus.
我说刚刚他最后一句话还没讲完，就直接触发那个动画，结果整个就卡掉。算是小 bug 哦。
I never meant to let her down.
But you haven't, have you? You came all this way just to help with the cafe. Plus the money.
That's the problem. There is no money. I lost my job a few months ago. My savings are almost gone. I have nothing. Carmen thinks I'll throw my checkbook at her bad decisions and make them okay. But I can't. Not this time. You know, the funny thing is, I came here wanting to tell her the truth. But she's so infuriating. How can I ask her for help when all she cares about is herself?
Helena fell silent, shrinking under the gaze of her younger self, projected onto the wall.
We drifted so far apart when I moved away. It felt like the only thing keeping us together was my bank balance. I know I have to tell her the truth. It isn't fair. But I already lost everything else. What if I lose her too?
The day of the festival finally came, and after all my hard work, I was ready to put down my tools and pick up a fork. The smell as I entered the main square was incredible. Each stall was selling food even more delicious than the last. The competition would start any minute. Most stall holders were waiting anxiously for the mayor to pay them a visit. All of them, that was, except Carmen, who was still frantically chopping vegetables and stirring pots.
Maria! Thank God you're here. Can I ask you the world's biggest favor? Helena was supposed to help me run the stall today, but she never turned up. Probably too ashamed to show her face. I can't believe she lied to me.
Carmen was stirring so furiously, she was in danger of tipping the pot over altogether.
The mayor will be here any minute for the judging, but I'm almost out of my special.
She wasn't really going to ask me, was she? Not on my day off.
今天是想要大吃特吃的，结果还是一样要帮他看看。
I have a stove ready to build and everything. Can you set it up and make me a spare batch?
这个蔬菜汤。
Oh, her recipe is a bit smudged. Never mind, I'm sure whatever I put in will be fine.
对啊，游戏会神奇的纠正你。你看他那个，这个应该是胡萝卜啦。哦，而后面这两个我就真的太糊了，看不清楚。我这个还看得出 carrot。好吧，先检视一下。组装说明书。等一下，为什么？
It all fits. Now to light the gas.
等一下，为什么不能好好的放在桌上？啊，还有一个问题啊，就是奇怪，这个火柴这个啊，原来是这样哦，哇哩嘞！你只要轻轻划过就有了。这一只已经挂了，换那只吧。等一下，我刚刚是怎么点的？
I think that pot is really boiling now. Smells great, if I say so myself. Here are the ingredients that Carmen's given me. What to add first?
我看一下，这个是第3个才开始加，然后1/4。哎，等一下，不太对。 第一个，我暂停一下，我去喝一下水啊。
looks good. I'll scoop a spoonful when I'm ready to serve. My part done, Carmen took over and added the finishing touches. It was just in time, and a moment later, Joseph arrived with Izzy in tow. Carmen anxiously handed them both a serving.
That was so tasty. Can I have some more, please?
Well, you've certainly earned yourself a loyal customer in my daughter. We have a few more meals to taste, but so far you are one of the best. Good luck.
Joseph and Izzy looked so happy together. Maybe the festival was doing them some good after all. Carmen, on the other hand, seemed annoyed. But why, when it had all gone so well?
I wish Helena was here to see this. She's so convinced I'll never succeed at anything.
She wants what's best for you. She's just not very tactful about it.
Yes, I know. Even when I was a kid, she pushed me when no one else did. I just wish she hadn't lied to me. But then, I've asked so much of her over the years. I never stopped to think how much she actually had to give.
唱机，是说刚刚那个啊，刚刚那个好像没有照着他那个食谱上面的顺序，好像也没差。我后来看一看说，好算了，因为他如果真的，我是说他如果要按照食谱上面，他旁边不会摆这么多东西。
The festival finished. I only had one day left before I had to catch my train and leave Bella Riva behind. I couldn't go without saying goodbye to Carmen, so that evening I made my way to the cafe. It was unrecognizable. She'd done it. Best food in Bella Riva. Half the town was outside waiting to see what the fuss was about.
Maria! My favorite sous chef. Come on through.
It was Carmen, acting every inch the successful cafe owner she deserved to be. Even Helena was there, serving the coffees. This was the last place I expected to see her after yesterday's drama. Carmen led me through to a balcony upstairs, where she brought out an old record player.
I found out where Helena was on the day of the festival. She was selling her camera to clear the cafe's debts. But then she didn't have much left for herself. So, I've asked her to come and stay with me for a while. We have a lot of catching up to do. I wanted to give her this, to cheer her up. We listened to it all the time when we were kids. Do you think it has one last tune in it?
哦，我等不及把它修好了。
Okay, let's see what happens when we turn this on. The speaker isn't connected properly. I should check the wiring. Here's the problem. This wiring isn't connected properly.
那一块是在控制电路的，然后速度的部分，我想先看看其他零件。等一下这个。
That's the speed dial connected. Now we should be able to change it.
试试看。
The speaker isn't connected properly. I should check the wiring.
对。啊，速度这边没事了，现在换那个音量的部分。还有一条。
That should do it. This record should play beautifully. It's spinning the wrong way. How can I get it to play in the right direction? It must be to do with the motor. Let's see if one of these spares can turn things around.
好啊，看起来得换新的、不一样的马达，所以维修工作还没结束。我在想说，刚刚在里面就有看到有其他的空位，然后那一看就是还要再触发，然后还要再装新的。715这个。
If I turn the volume up, I should be able to hear it now.
不知道是哪一个。等一下那个。
The speaker isn't connected properly. I should check the wiring.
哦，好，我刚刚没有给它接回去。
This motor doesn't seem to work. Maybe I'll have better luck with a different one.
所以这个马达也不对，那就只剩下这一个了。差点又忘了接线。
Well, it's playing in the right direction. I should check it's turning at the correct speed.
The sweetest word
转大声一点。
I've ever heard. What will remain of the smiles
grandmother's crackling tune must have caught Helena's ear, as she appeared a few moments later.
Is that my old record player? I can't believe you've kept it all these years, Carmen.
Leaning over the music, they looked just like the young sisters the slide projector had preserved all these years, inseparable once again. Carmen told me about your camera. That was a really generous thing to do.
I loved that camera, but I love my sister more. Now it's her time to be the person she wants to be. I'm going to stay here with her for a while. Make up for lost time.
Carmen and Helena's relationship wasn't suddenly going to be perfect, but they were both prepared to try. And to think, it had all started because of a call Carmen made about some seasoning tips. I guess in the end, maybe it wasn't so hard to just pick up the phone and dial. I hadn't spoken to my own parents in a year. I wanted to hear their voices more than anything. But the silence between us was so cavernous. I didn't know how I'd ever find the words to bridge it. My final morning in Bella Riva, I received one last call out to Joseph and Izzy's house. I knew I had to pack, but I figured I could squeeze in one final job before I had to leave. When I arrived, I found Joseph tidying up his wilderness of a garden. The playhouse was already cleared. Inside, I could see Izzy happily testing out her screw-driving skills on the back of her cassette deck.
You've made quite the impression. Izzy, tells me she's going to be a repairwoman like Maria.
I'm sure she could be anything she wanted if she put her mind to it.
She could. She's a brilliant child. Spending the day with her at the festival, I haven't had so much fun in ages. I wanted to give her something before she starts to forget.
Inside, the house was transformed, flooded with light and the sounds of the garden. It felt alive again. This would be my last repair in Bella Riva, but it felt like it was the house that had really been restored.
It's a music box. It used to play beautifully, but now when I wind it up, nothing happens. I'd love for Izzy to hear it sing again. Can you help? Maria, could you add this family picture of us?
现在狗狗啊，该来看看音乐盒里面是哪地方，什么地方坏的。哦，更多的螺丝起子。这个应该没有什么，对，没有什么。 好，一定是哦，
This
齿轮。
mechanism is completely broken. I'll need to take it all apart before I can fix it.
对啊，真的坏，全部都坏了。好吧，一个一个拿开。嗯。
Perfect. The mechanism is good as new.
这个看起来啊，
I think that's everything back together again.
My wife used to sing this song to Izzy each night before bed, but I always worked too late to join them. Will you dream a dream for me if I sit by your side and hold you so tight? Know that I will always love you, even though we both know that we must say goodnight. I've missed so much already. I want to be the father my wife wanted me to be. I've ended up so much like my own father, working all the time. Izzy needs me more than that, especially now it's just the two of us. My daughter comes first. Well, until she gets bored of her stuffy old dad anyway.
I'll never ever get bored of you, Dad.
Izzy came running into the room where Joseph scooped her up and onto his shoulders. She gazed at the music box, her eyes shining. I'd never seen her look so happy.
Thank you, Maria, for everything. The things you've fixed for me. I'm so glad to have them back.
Joseph was a good father, and I could tell he was determined to be an even better one. When it came down to it, that was all any of us wanted. A second chance to make something right. My time in Bellariva was almost over, but before I left, I knew there was something of my own I needed to fix. My time in Bellariva was almost at an end. Another chapter finished in a story whose ending I hadn't felt ready to write. The people I'd met, the items I'd restored, they'd taught me so much about what was really important. Pulling out my suitcase from beneath the bed, I remembered the day I stole it from my parents' shop. The day I left. Afterwards, I was too ashamed to call them, to apologize. It was a guilt I'd been carrying around every day since. As I packed, I knew that it was up to me to find a way to lighten the load. Joseph's idea of light reading for the train. It does look thorough.
哦，没办法拿起来转，反正想要看一下有多厚。这本书呢上面是写说就是钟表的历史，然后这个是卡门的刚刚那锅汤的食谱。
The recipe for Carmen's special. I'm under strict instructions to guard it with my life. Izzy gave me this in exchange for my repair manual. She'll be a pro in no time. Helena gave me these designer shirts. Not sure I'll pull them off as well as she does. The soundtrack to my travels. I'll be listening to this on the journey. My train ticket. I can't believe it's time to leave Bellariva behind. My parents would love Bellariva. Maybe I can convince them to make the trip. My suitcase was full, but it was my heart that felt heavy as I made my way to the station. I was sorry to be leaving Bellariva behind, but I hoped that in my own small way I'd made a difference. Helena and Carmen's reunion was possible because they'd learned to overcome their differences. Joseph had realized he shouldn't let his grief or his work get in the way of his relationship with Izzy. They'd each learned to see things from someone else's perspective. Maybe it was time I saw things through my parents' eyes. I knew it would be easier to jump on the next train, put even more distance between us, but I finally felt ready to talk to them. I just didn't know if they would feel the same. Did I even remember their number? I wasn't sure until I reached for the phone and it all came flooding back. Mom? Dad?
Maria? Is that you?
Dear Maria, Carmen here. Sorry I haven't written. The cafe's been absolutely manic since you left. Luckily, I have Helena here to help. You wouldn't recognize her. She's like a new woman. She's always running around, taking orders and making drinks. I even heard her compliment a customer on their outfit. Personally, I draw the line at fluorescent green bowling shirts, but each to their own. It certainly made the customer smile. She misses the city, though. Bellariva's many things, but it's definitely not as chic as she'd like. She said there was a coffee shop near her old apartment where they made coffee with a shape drawn on top. It got me thinking, I'm an award-winning chef. I can figure out how to put a leaf on a cappuccino. A bit of cosmopolitan coffee might be just what Helena needs. Of course, ordering a new coffee machine was the easy part. I wish you could have seen the mess I got into trying to put the thing together.
咖啡机啊，先猜再讲。
I saw Maria use her screwdriver a million times. Taking this apart will be easy. These pipes look pretty simple. I should start with them. I wish Maria was here. She'd know how to put these pipes together. I'll need to connect all the pipes correctly to stop the steam pouring out. Finally, no more steam.
这块，等一下，这块是好像装在底下的，是不是？看一下。哦啊，他给我自己装上去。等一下，我刚刚好像没有，连动画都没有看到啊。好啊，随便装上去就好。接线才是一个问题，是吧？先随便弄。等一下，那个角度是 OK。 反正插到，哎，等一下，不行，它这个没办法偷机。所以是蒸汽的，蒸汽的要接到，我看一下，蒸汽的要接到3号位置，好，然后试接看看，就知道会不会，哦，正确了，好，这个就给他接到2号吧。然后我们看一下，有了，然后这个可以预先接了，好，这样底盖应该可以关了，锁起来吧。盖子完成。
I think that's everything. Better test the buttons, just to make sure. All done. Piece of cake. Time to make my first coffee, I think.
无限咖啡机。
Smells delicious. Now to make it look magical.
拉花什么的，我不会啊，随便给他拉拉、欸。我不会拉花，好吗？等一下，这可以加多少？我刚刚给他加了一。完美。好抽象的拉花，连我自己都看不懂。
I was feeling more has-been than coffee queen by the time I'd made a drink fit for human consumption. It looked a bit, postmodern, but knowing Helena's refined tastes, I hoped she'd think it was intentional. Always the connoisseur, she didn't even bother to look at it at first. She was so busy wafting it under her nose. Steamed up her glasses, of course. How was she going to see my work of art through an eye full of fog? When she finally spotted it, though, she was totally impressed. I'll admit, she spent several minutes trying to figure out exactly what it was I'd drawn. She decided it was probably a horse. Well, what she doesn't know won't hurt her. She was impressed enough to ask for another one. I guess I'll need to get some practice in. The whole thing was such hard work, Maria. I never realized how difficult it was, all that mechanical stuff. It made me realize how much I have to thank you for, so I wanted to say that now. Better latte than never. Hoping you're well. Your friend, Carl.
好，这样这个游戏就等一下，不要这么快啊！这个游戏就结束了。非常短的一个游戏哦，不难看出它原本就是设计给在手机上的，但我觉得蛮不错的，很清新的小品，而且原声带非常的对味，看起来应该是没有什么秘密或者是其他东西。好啊，那就先玩到这边吧。等一下要马上开另外一个游戏。好，好啊，谢谢观看，下次见了。